Good afternoon. I'm Dwayne Carpenter, Sports Information Director at West Virginia Wesleyan College, and joining me for the men's basketball coaches corner is that coach Bill Lillard. Bill, thanks for being here.
Dwayne, glad to be here, bud.
Thanks for being here. Coach, if you had to strength of schedule at the Division II level, we would probably be in one or two. You've played VMI, Edinburgh, and in the conference, two of the top teams stay in Charleston. Could you talk a little bit about how the team is going right now? We're 0-4, but I know you're still excited about the season.
Yeah, wasn't a good idea to play that schedule. Played so strong so early with the roster we had. There's no question about that. It wasn't the roster I anticipated playing this thing with due to clearing house and the injuries and you name it. We've had it. But that's part of what builds basketball teams, makes them stronger. And I'm not, you know what, we walked out last night with a horrible score at the end, but I still don't think we took negatives away from it. You know, you found out last night you got Joey Leach who can play in a college basketball game and give you 18, 20 good minutes against very good people. You look at Joey again, now here's a kid we haven't had reach down to use very often, and he's shoving against big old Maroon from Charleston who's a 270, 280 pound
He's a man beast out there.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's Barkley in our league is what he is. And he did a great job on the guy until just, here's a quote I got out of Joey, and he didn't know I heard it even, but we're leaving at the end of the halftime down there, down, what we down, a hoop at the time maybe?
That's 2 points.
And I hear him telling someone behind me that I'm out of gas.
Yeah.
He said, listen, I had all this energy when I started, and he said, I got nothing now. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, we've got now about 6 guys injured and 4 guys not dressed, and I got my one guy who's got to play 40 minutes for tonight, he's got nothing left. And so I knew, you know, he'd given us what he had, but that's the guy you can add into a rotation and make this thing stronger when you get Hunter and Dominic and those guys back in there too. So yeah, it wasn't the result you wanted, but it's a result we got to take. I do know that, but we got somewhere to go out of it too.
Yeah, I said in my story, if you read it online, you know, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. You got Nevin back, but then you lost Ryan Honer to an injury, and another starter 6-man is
in limbo.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
but you get one back, and it seems like one's gone. It just seems like that's been the case the entire year for you.
Sure,
you get one guy back, and one guy is gone for a while. So
you got to find a way to make your breaks and break your streaks and everything else, and we haven't done a good job of that. But people deal with life issues, and that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. And we got to find a way to fix 1 or 2 of them, and if not, we go with what we have. But I still don't dislike the roster we have.
Right. I was going to say on the nice front, you're expected Dominic Neiman to be returning to the team into the lineup. Is that correct?
That's right. On December 17th.
Okay, it's Lincoln Memorial, and then hopefully Ryan Honer will be back as well for the Concord game. Or for
you know, Concord game. Here's the situation Ryan has though. He's numerous concussions over the years, and it's one of those things where it's not a good sign for a guy. But he suffered one in practice. I think last Sunday's when it was. It was after the state game. I've lost days of the week and track of them now. But it wasn't a mild concussion. Never lost consciousness. Never had real symptoms to any extent of any kind. But it's multiple times he's had one. But they got to take precautions, and with the day and the age in the NFL and the things that are going on there, hey, we better take precautions.
Right.
And that's what we've done. Matter of fact, we've ordered him a helmet now to wear even as well in practices, and at games too, maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He thought it was nice looking helmets. So if he likes it, I like it now.
So we talked about Nevin returning last night against Charleston. In his first game, he had 11 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double. You had to be encouraged by his performance.
Yeah, and he got him on the first half when he was in the same situation. There's a guy who hasn't practiced or played for a month. He comes out and plays strong in the first half. He scores in the post. They can't really have, or they don't have an answer for him defensively. But same thing, you throw a guy back now after not practicing for as long as he hasn't practiced, and expect him to go out and go 40 minutes against a pretty good basketball team, and he ran out of juice. And we all did. You know what? You look at that score, whatever, 85-12 or whatever it turns out.
85-58.
But with 12 minutes to go in the game, we're still ahead.
Yeah, Wesleyan was ahead in that game 46-45, and like you said, it just sounds like you guys ran out of gas a little bit there at the end.
We looked at this thing correctly now, and you take Steve's games, the women's game beforehand, which went 2 overtimes and extended about a half an hour out. Our game would have ended somewhere near the time where we were still ahead on the court. So we calling that one at least half a win right there.
46-45.
There you go. That's about the time the actual game would have ended had there not been overtimes. And we may have just packed up and left right then. I'm not sure. Bedtime came. I don't have a clue. But it wasn't all negatives. No one likes to lose, and God knows these guys don't. But hey, we got we got to play till the clock runs out.
Right.
And you were supposed to cut that damn time off. We
had
that set up.
We tried to shave some minutes for you.
I appreciate that.
Looking ahead, we talked about the schedule. I get a little bit of a break here. I don't want to insult the Concord Mountain Lions, but Concord just 1-4 on the season, but you have to travel and play down there, which I know it's always tough to go down there and pick up a win. But could you talk a little bit about the Concord game this Saturday?
If we can get snow to hit hard and severely,
Yes.
and get that thing pushed back to the completion of the first semester, get Honer back from the concussion, get Dominic in the lineup, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So if you've got a snow dance out there of any damn kind, I don't care what it is, I'll help you.
Okay.
But if not, we've got to go down with the roster we've got. And in that situation, we've got to find a way to control the basketball and not turn it over 18, 20 times. What we turned over last night?
I don't have the stat sheet in front of me.
13 maybe,
So,
12, 13, but it was, again, one of those games where they're not going to force you into turnovers. And the ones we created led to all their first half scoring. If you remember that, they didn't. We changed defenses. They don't adjust as well. They don't make shots. It's the transition turnover points off our kind of unforced turnovers that got them opportunities to score.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you could go down with a 6, 8, 10 point lead as opposed to being down the hoop when we go down, or up 6, 8, 10 points instead of down the hoop, and that makes a little bit of a difference. But hey, it is what it is.
Right.
We didn't come out and do what we had to do to close that thing up, but it's still not as negative and as downtrodden as you kind of feel at the time.
Well, it is a shame that the final score ballooned out to what it was, because like we said, the Bobcats did lead by 1 with about 12 minutes left. The game was a lot closer, a lot tighter than what that final score will look like. So you have Concord this Saturday at 6 p.m., tip off 6 p.m., and then you're on for finals. You don't return to action until, I believe, December 17th when you play Lincoln Memorial right here. They're another powerful team on the schedule. So.
That's right.
So is there anything else you want to add about the Charleston game or the upcoming Concord game?
No, not a thing.
Okay.
Those are done. Let's get on to the next one now.
All right. For head coach Bill Lilly, I'm Dwayne Carpenter. We'll see you next week on the Men's Basketball Head Coach's Corner.